Hello and welcome back to Crooked Yarns. In today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to work a treble crochet stitch. This video is for those of you who are left-handed and I will be using US terminology. If you need the right-handed version or UK terminology, you will find a link to these videos in the description below, along with links to the materials and tools that I'm using today. In today's tutorial I'm going to be using the Bellissima Chunky yarn. This is by Stylecraft and the colour is Totally Teal. This is one of my favourite yarns to work with. I will also be using a 6mm crochet hook. This is a steel hook with a silicone grip and a tapered hook end. The first thing we need to do is take our yarn and we're going to leave an 8 to 10 inch tail. If you're not familiar with how to make a slip knot, you can visit the video in the top right hand corner of your screen now for a quick tutorial. Insert your hook into the slip knot, pull the tail to close the loop and pull the working end of the yarn to tighten the knot. Remember to make sure that your loop moves freely across your crochet hook. Wrap your yarn around your fingers and we're going to chain 15. Whilst we speed through this chain, why not take a moment to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any up and coming easy to follow tutorials. We're going to be working into the chains along this row. The first thing we need to do is bring our yarn up and increase it to the height of a treble crochet. This stitch is a height of 4 chains. As I already have one extra chain on my row, I'm only going to increase mine by 3, but normally you would increase your stitches by 4. As you can see, we now have 4 chains and this is the height of a treble crochet. If I bring in the sample that I've already made, again you will be able to see that the end row is our chain 4, which is the same height as the treble crochet. What you can also see from my sample is that this stitch is quite a loose stitch. It doesn't give perfectly straight lines, which is why it's used in conjunction with other stitches normally. Wrap your yarn around your fingers, take your hook, and we're going to wrap our yarn around our hook twice. You should have 3 loops of yarn on your hook. Count down 5 chains and we will be inserting our hook into the 5th chain along. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and you should now have 4 loops on your hook. We will be working into the first 2 loops only. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. You now have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. You now have 2 loops left on your hook. Yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. You've now made a treble crochet. We're going to repeat this stitch into the next chain along. Yarn over twice, which gives you 3 loops on your hook. Insert your hook into the next chain along, Try not to confuse this with the chain that you've already stitched into, because it will look larger. Yarn over and pull up a loop. And you now have 4 loops on your hook. And remember, we will be working into the first 2 loops only. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. Let's watch this again. Yarn over twice. If we take a look at the chains, you'll be able to see that the chain that you've just worked into has a slightly larger gap. Try not to confuse this with the next chain along. Insert your hook and pull up a loop. You now have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops at a time until you complete your stitch. Let's do this one more time. Yarn over twice, insert your hook and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Try not to split your wool. Yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops to complete your stitch. Continue along to the end of your chain row. As you can see, we've now come to the end of our chain row and we have 2 stitches left. Yarn over twice and insert your hook into the next stitch. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. This last stitch is worked exactly the same. The last chain next to the knot can feel a little bit tight to crochet into. This is normal and you still work the stitch as you would any other. Now you can see that we have completed our first row of treble crochet. Moving on to our next row, we need to increase the height of our yarn to that of a treble crochet. We do this by chaining 4. This chain 4 will count as your first stitch. We've now brought our yarn up to the height of a treble crochet. And we are going to continue working along the row in the top of the previous stitches. And insert your hook into the next stitch along. Remember that your chain 4 counts as your first stitch, so you don't place your first treble into this stitch. Just as before, insert our hook into the next stitch along, pull up a loop and pull through 2 loops at a time to create your stitch. So now we are going to work our way along the row, inserting our treble stitches into the top of our previous stitches. This stitch is good for lacy patterns due to its loose makeup and is very handy for summertime crochet projects. As you can see, we're coming to the end of our row. We have 2 stitches left. yarn over twice and insert your hook into the last stitch, yarn over and pull through 2 loops until you get to the end of your stitch. You will now see that we are left with the chain 4 from the previous row. This counts as a stitch, and you need to insert your hook into the 4th chain to create your last treble crochet. If I remove the hook, you will be able to see the pattern that is made by these stitches, and you'll see how it curves at the ends. This is because the stitch is loose and it does not hold structure very well. Therefore, it is used in conjunction with other stitches to create patterns. So, now that you've watched this tutorial on how to work a treble crochet, let me know in the comments below how you got on, or if you have any questions. Likewise, you can join me over on my Facebook page to share your creations. If you found this tutorial helpful, please like and subscribe to keep up to date with my latest releases, and I will see you again soon.